Watch out! Smith tries to win it for the Bearcats. And he does. Some pressure from the Bengals. Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapple. As you can see, I'm using a different camera today because for some reason my other camera decided not to work on me, so you get to see me up close and personal. Now do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,239 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So like I said, this is Sports Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapple. A little discombobulated because, the computer decides not to work. It just decides that, the camera just decides I'm not going to work today for no reason at all. So, I don't know. Let's see what's going on. Let's get into the chat here real quick. You guys are already starting to blow it up. All right. Gavin Chef, what's up? If the Reds win tonight, can you shotgun a beer live? I, unfortunately, will not. I'll be in bed because I have to be at work at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be laying in bed listening to the game. But if they win, I'll try it. Put it this way. How about this? If they win the series on Sunday, I'll shotgun a beer live on either on the channel or the Facebook page or something like that. But I think that's a good idea. Or Twitter, somewhere around. I'll make sure you guys can see it. If they win the series on Sunday, I'll shotgun a beer. All right, let's see here. Tim, what's going on? How you doing? Yes, we had to beat the Boozers this weekend. Huge weekend. And yes, we're going to win the series now. All right. So you heard it live here first that if the Reds win the series, I will shotgun a beer and beat the Boozers. If they beat the Boozers. Yes, Rob, we got to beat it's the Boozers on here. The Boozers, not the Brewers. All right, let's get into some of the news surrounding the Reds today. And this came out earlier today that the Reds have placed on the 10-day injury list Sonny Gray for a rib cage strain and recalled from AAA Toney Santillan. Now, I talked to some guys, some other people, and they're like, well, maybe this is just a ploy to get more bullpen help. Maybe this is something that did bother him, Sonny Gray, but, since he just pitched, he probably wasn't going to pitch this weekend. And if it is sore, it gives him more time to recover and get better. The All-Star break coming up, going into the next series, again with the Boozers. So now this is how important. Hold on a second. Let me get the Royal Flush Terry. That is such a tongue twister. Royal Flush Terry. Let's get to your comment here real quick. For all intents and purposes, the next 7 games are what we can expect in the playoff series. Is put up or shut up time. That's a great point. That's rolling in to my next graphic I have from a friend of the show, Charlie Goldschmidt. Now, this is pretty much breaking it down. And he says, he tweeted this out today. By the time the Reds leave Milwaukee on Sunday, Cincinnati could be anywhere between 2 games back in the Central and 10 games back in the Central. Big series heading into the All-Star break. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hoping it's 2. And one thing I liked about yesterday's is a bounce-back win. That's kind of what I was saying the day before they lost, and they lost a heartbreaker. I mean, they had a 5-run lead, and the freaking bullpen, blew the game again. We've seen that so many times this year, but the Reds haven't always bounced back as quickly as they did yesterday, and it was a come from behind win again. Sonny Gray pitched his butt off. I mean, from what C. Trent, I think, tweeted out where because they had the rain delay, Sonny Gray came back out and shut him down in the 7th. I guess he went and completely changed his clothes in the locker room and until he restarted like a mental, all right, we're starting the game. It's not the same game. It's a new game. We're starting a new game over, and he was out there and he dominated them for that last inning, and it was great to see. And if he did have a rib injury, that's kind of surprising of how good he did with that. And I think is this the comment? Yes. Charlie Goldsmith, again, friend of the show, says this is from Sonny Gray, says where I sit right now, when my turn comes available, I feel like I'll be able to play. So that's good. And Gray's eligible to return a week from Sunday for the final series against the Boozers. And then Bobby Nightingale, who hopefully I'm working on, will be on the show tomorrow. Me and him were Twitter messaging each other back and forth before the show starts. So, Bobby, if you're watching the show and you answered me again, I will answer you after the show. But this is what Sonny Gray said about his rib injuries. Sonny Gray said he managed his rib injury during his start yesterday, but the All-Star break is advantage to rest it. He's flying back to Cincinnati today to begin rehab. He's confident he will return in 10 days. So hopefully this is like smoke and mirrors. Like I said, hopefully it's not that big of a deal. Hopefully this is more of a ploy to get bullpen help because we need to get Santillan back up here. Lorenzen's coming back. Hoffman's coming back. You get all those guys back. Oh, my goodness. You're going to have to get closer to that. Yes, there's Mrs. Ice with the yes, we know.
Woo!
Yes, we know.
Champions.
Whatever. The Tampa Bay Lightning, if you guys don't know, they won the Stanley Cup last night. Now okay. Now look, this is 24 years of marriage to this woman. None of my teams have won a freaking playoff game. Her football team has won the Super Bowl twice. Her hockey team has won the Stanley Cup 3 times. Her baseball team has won to the World Series twice. Mine can't even win a freaking playoff game. This is what I have to live with. Pray for me, please. But anyway, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on their big win. Let's get back to the Reds talk here. All right, Tim Beadle. At worst case, they have to go 4-3 over the next 7 games. Exactly. Now, actually, Beadle gave me a great graphic that I want to use here too. This is the Reds breakdown of the season so far. And I see it. If we don't ever have to play the NL West, we'll be doing great. We're 10-20 versus the NL West, 35-21 versus the rest of the MLB. That is a .636 winning percentage versus the rest of Major Baseball. They have 73 games remaining versus the rest of Major Baseball. If they continue to win at that rate, they will win 91 games this season. 91 games? That could win you the division, I think. And luckily, we don't have that many games, if any, at all, versus the NL West. So, Crown, there you go. Crown Apple Kid's very happy for you with your Tampa Bay Lightning, honey. She didn't hear me. So, anyway, this is a huge win or huge series for the Reds. And I can't ever state that any more than that. I mean, I've said this all week, going into this series before the All-Star break and coming out of it, like I said, if we have potential of being, I want to be at least 3 games out. That would be awesome. If we could be 3 games out going into the All-Star break, that would be awesome. And then we face them again coming out of the All-Star break. We could be in first place after these 2 series if it all works out well for the Reds. Now, Santillan is coming back. He's going to be back in the bullpen. I haven't heard if Lorenzen is going to be back yet officially this weekend. They said he could come back this weekend. That would be another huge get to help the bullpen. Hoffman hopefully come back soon. We get those 3 guys, that changes your bullpen. And then you get whenever we get TJ Anton and I always want to say Reader. It's not the other guy, Simon. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Get those two back, those four in our bullpen. That totally changes our bullpen completely. Beetle, what do you got? Okay, we have 3 remaining versus the NL Dodgers, and they're at GABP. They're not traveling out of the Central Time Zone for the rest of the season. That's awesome. So those are all good signs for the Reds. And like Beetle said, if you keep this pace up that they've had versus everybody except the NL West, that could get us to 91 wins. 91 wins could win this thing. And the cool thing is bullpen help is coming. And that's the thing I keep talking about that we need very, very badly is bullpen help. And you can't trade for everybody. I mean, we can't. I know I keep saying I want to trade. I do. I want them to trade for somebody. But you need more than one arm. So Santillan's coming back. And I really do see his future as a reliever because he's really only like a 2-pitch pitcher. And I think he could be a really good middle reliever for us. And Michael Lorenzen, if he comes back and he's pitching like Michael Lorenzen, he is a stopper. You know, Crown, you missed the beginning of the show. You want to know why a different angle today? Because my camera over there is not working. It's all the lights are on, but it kept turning off on me for no reason before the show started. So you get to see me up close and personal today, guys. So sorry. That's the way it is. Let's see here. Foxy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's on a rehab assignment with Louisville, who will be back this weekend. Well, that has not been officially announced that he will be back. Not that I've seen, unless you've got something that I don't. They say he could be back this weekend. I have not seen an official tweet saying that he will be back this weekend. So we'll see what happens. But either way, he's going to be back. Hoffman is going to be those and Simon, or Santillan, excuse me. Those 3 are coming. They are going to be back in the Reds bullpen. Hopefully by this weekend, hopefully tonight, starting 8:00 tonight versus the Boozers. That would help because that is the biggest problem with this baseball team. Is the bullpen. It's I can't state that any more than I've stated it on this show. Point in case, the game we lost against the Royals. There's no reason we should have lost that game. They gave up 5 runs, or actually 6 runs in 2 innings. That's not easy to do. You gotta have some talent or lack thereof to do that. Let's see here. Anthony, what's up? Not you there. Anthony, what's up? I try to click on the comments sometimes and I click somebody else comments. Beetle, what do you got? All right. You have the earliest Lorenzen returns is Saturday. I almost bet they wait until after the All-Star break unless the bullpen gets used a lot tonight and tomorrow. I'll find out. Like I said, I have not seen any information on when or if he's coming. They said he could possibly come back. And the good thing about this with the Boozers playing a doubleheader yesterday, they used a lot of their pitchers. So their bullpen is going to be taxed coming into the game tonight. So tonight is the night to jump on them and get them because their bullpen's better than ours. I mean, it's just the way it is. So tonight is the night to jump on their bullpen and let's go. Foxy was supposed to say hoping, he'll be back this weekend. Stupid talks to text. Brother, I do it all the time. I used to talk to text all the time. I know what you mean. Yeah. So hopefully he'll be back. Since Sports Talk says Reds win tonight, calling it. Sounds good to me. Tonight is a big game. To me, it sets the tone. Well, obviously, it sets the tone for the whole series. And that's where I'm like, the Reds had the advantage. We're coming in on a one game streak, but they've been the hotter team as of late. The Boozers bullpen has gotten used a lot. I mean, Hader got beat by Jose Peraza. Of all people, former Red Jose Peraza, pinch hit home run, tied the game up in the first game yesterday. So, and that doesn't happen very often. So to me, the Reds have a distinct advantage tonight. That's why it's not only a huge series, but tonight's a huge game. We need to get out fast, step on their throat, and make a statement tonight. I think Beetle, love it. Your comment. See, Tim Beetle. I'll just let you guys. So there's some inside information. He is the guy I use for a lot of my Reds information that I don't know about because he's always for him and my boy Eric. Those two hook me up. But Beetle, the Reds is throwing again tonight, so that's back-to-back outings for him, which means he won't be available tomorrow. So they won't activate him until Saturday at the earliest. Okay. Well, that's good enough. I mean, hopefully, if it's back-to-back, he's got to do back-to-back, obviously, to make sure his arm and shoulder and everything, can recover. Because he's going to be in the bullpen. He's not going to be a starter. So let's, say a little prayer. God, please let him be fine. Because we need Michael Lorenzen. And so, but they are adding Santillan. And I do think Santillan is a big add in the bullpen. I really do. I just, me and Beetle were talking about this. And I said, I think that he's a future bullpen guy. And I said this, that I thought once Sonny Gray came back, that they put him in the bullpen. But I think the way, since he started and the bullpen was kind of taxed, they sent him down to bring somebody else up. And now they're able to bring him back. They've had to just maneuver up and down with guys in this bullpen because, like I said, they don't have anybody who's steady. Hopefully, Santillan can be steady. Hopefully, Lorenzen, at worst case, if he doesn't pitch until Sunday, he comes back and he's steady for the whole second half. Chris Hoskins, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Do you think India will win Rookie of the Year? He's got a shot at it. Shoot, Tyler Stevens has got a shot at it too. But Beetle, if you're watching, I know you're watching. There's somebody, I think is he with Seattle? That's probably that's in most eyes ahead of those two. And that's where I kind of think India and Stevenson being on the same team could hurt them as far as getting Rookie of the Year. But yes, I absolutely think India has a shot at getting Rookie of the Year. Will he get it? I don't know. That also comes to, it's such that being a small market team. And we don't get the publicity. I mean, just look at Nick Castellanos. Him and Jesse Winker don't get nearly the pub nationally like they should, for as consistently as they've hit this year. They should be talked amongst as Tatis Jr., Mookie Betts. I mean, that's the kind of praise they should be getting because that's how good a season that they're having. Now, Jesse Winker has calmed down. I think he's like 4 for his last 25. I think that's what it is. I'm kind of doing that off the top of my head. And I do think that a lot of that has to do with him being an all-star, his first time being an all-star. I think he might be just gripping the bat a little bit too much. I'm an all-star, and that's in the back of his head. So hopefully he can relax. We need his bat this weekend. And I know I put this out there on Facebook, that would you guys like to see Winker or Castellanos in the home run derby? And at first I said, yeah, that'd be cool, which it would be cool. But with us in this race, there are lots of guys who have been in the home run hitting contest, and it changes their swing. And as much weight that Castellanos and Winker have carried for this Reds team, and it's not like they're going to get a break for the All-Star game because they're going to be playing. I hope they go there, chill out, relax, have a good time, and get mentally prepared for the second half of the season. Winker already said that he's not going to be in it. He said he wants to chill out, sit in the stands and drink a beer and watch a home run hitting contest. So I know Winker's not going to be in it, and it's official anyway. They officially came out with the official list of guys that are in there, which I tweeted it out, but I don't have it to put on the show here right now. So, how excited are you guys? What do you guys think about this weekend? What am I making too big a deal about this? Because I really do think this weekend and coming out of it is a make or break for this team. And let's look at it this way: the Reds have swept every team in the NL Central this year. Every team. So nobody scares me in the NL Central. Nobody scares me. I mean, even the Boozers, they won 10 or 11 in a row. That's fine. They weren't playing them against very good teams. This Reds team, there is no quit in them. And that is that's the thing I love about it. I love that about this team is there's no quit. I mean, if we're down 4 or 5 runs, I'm not worried about it, especially after the 7th inning. The 7th inning, the Reds, I think, have scored the most or the second most runs beyond the 7th inning in baseball. So our offense is ridiculous. The 2 parts that scare me. The biggest one, obviously, I keep saying, is the bullpen. And our defense still gets shaky from time to time. It's better than it was, but it's still shaky from time to time. So Chris says they're going to sweep the Brewers game, which I popped that up there. But hey, if they sweep them, we're 2 games out, dude. That would be awesome. So we get swept, we're 10 games out. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I would be, I look at everything, like I said, through red-colored and orange-colored sunglasses. I'd be highly shocked if we swept them. I can definitely see us winning the series, though. But I'll take a sweep. I mean, keep those brooms out. I will take a sweep all day long. Foxy, what do you got? I think we'll sweep them. Or at least take 2 out of 3 or take 2 out. Oh, excuse me. Take 3 out of 4 from them. I get it right. Yeah. Crip. God, I hope David Bell leaves Garrett at the hotel tonight. I know, Crip, man. I would love to know what is going on with Garrett. I've never seen a guy who is as dominant as he was in spring training. I mean, he struck, I think, everybody out. And he can barely get anybody out. And he'll go through stretches where very, very small stretches where he looks like the old AG. But he said something that I said this on the show before, or he doesn't feel like he can talk and do what he used to do. And that kind of reminded me of Chad Johnson. And back in the day, Chad Johnson, do you guys remember the Pepto-Bismol game where he went and sent Pepto-Bismol to the Browns, and then the Browns cornerback shut him down? And AG kind of, I can't talk. I can't beat myself. Like, I don't think that helps him. I really don't, just my own opinion. I don't think that helps him. But I don't know what can help him right now other than trying to throw strikes, and not, you got to throw strikes that these guys can't hit. And hasn't done it. Royal Flush Terry. Suarez is glaring defensive weakness. Yep. Doesn't help to have a 168 average. Now, it's starting to come up a little bit, but I know I did a thing where, maybe the 4 days off helped him. I think it's helped him. I don't know if we'll ever see Gino be the old Gino. I really don't. Because this is, and I talked about this when Lance McAllister's on my show last Friday. This is not a small sample size. He did this over the 60 games last year, and we've played over 60 games this year, and he's still hitting like this. So I'm not sold that he can get out of this. I hope he can. At least back to where he was when he was hitting 49 home runs. I don't know if we'll see that again. I don't know. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I tried to be very optimistic about this, but also try to look at it, with some facts. And if you look at what he's done over the last, it's a full baseball season as far as games goes. It's, it doesn't look good at all. Now, this is a thought I've had. Now, I've thrown this out there. Like, our best trading piece is probably Alejo Lopez to try to get some relief help. Hang on a second. Let me get the Beatles comment here, then I'll bring that back up before we completely change subjects here. All right, Garrett has been very solid last 10 outings. During that time, it has been 6-2 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks, 9 Ks, 0 runs allowed. True. But that is with David Bell, in my opinion, spoon feeding him. There's been very, very few times that he has pitched to more than 2 guys. He's not the Garrett of old. I can't remember, and they haven't been in high leverage situations up until that game against the Royals. And you see what happened. So, yes, I agree he has done better, but it's not the AG of old, So that's where I'm still like, I'm not, I'm not like, oh, good, he's all better. It's still, like I said, David Bell brings him in. If he brings him in at the beginning of an inning, he only lets him pitch 2 guys, and that's it. Or he lets him come in for 1. John, agree. And Garrett wasn't good the first month of the season. Garrett was horrible the first month of the season. I mean, he really hasn't been. He hasn't been that good all year. He's been okay. Like he's better, but he's not anywhere close to what he was. Now, let me get back to my my thought, where I've said, I think Alejo Lopez is probably our best piece to use to try to get some relief help. I don't know if anyone wants him or not, but he's shown he can play second base. He's shown he can play third base. He's shown he can hit. My thought process is this. We have Jose not Garcia, Galejo, whatever he changed his name to, who is in the futures game. And he's going to be our future shortstop, it looks like. If he can make it to the big leagues this year and prove that he can hit, you got Leo Lopez, who has made it up here. And so far, I don't know if he's proven, but he's shown he can hit up here. My question is moving into the future. Now, I want to sign, Jose Barreto. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. I was going to call him Jose Garcia, but it's Jose Barreto. My thought process is this. I want to keep Nick Castellanos. And to me, we have 3 third basemen. You got Gino, and you got Moose, and you got Lopez. And then you got Barreto, who could be our starting shortstop next year. And this will be an off-season move. This is not anything this year. And it just depends if anybody would want to take these guys. And I'm talking about trading Gino and Moose, which you can't trade either one of them now. There's nobody's going to take Gino. Moose is on the injury list. That's not going to happen. But I'm wondering, I'm thinking this thought process of potentially getting rid of those guys, getting them off the books to be able to use that money to extend Nick Castellanos. And 2 things. One, I think the bigger thing, it makes our defense better. I know Lopez had an error. He looks to be a solid defensive third baseman. I know Barreto, Jose, I know he's a very, very solid shortstop. If you have those 2 at third and short, and you can extend maybe Jesse Winker, and you keep the Castellanos, and maybe sign Tyler Nyquin, solidify and keep that outfield we have, I'm wondering if that's a move that the franchise is thinking toward the future. Because the other thing is, there's a very good chance next year Nick Lodolo and Hunter Green could be in this rotation next year. So that would be, 4 rookies, basically. Yeah, well, Lopez probably won't be a rookie next year. But 4 young guys in this team or on this team, and you still get to keep your offense, your consistent offense. And this year, the consistent offense has been Winker, Nyquin, and Castellanos, and India. So you keep all those guys. That's to me, that's your core. If you add some young guys to that, and then you add some more young pitchers, because that's gonna be an interesting thing too. If Lodolo and Hunter Green make this team next year, they're going to be starters. That's what the Reds want them. That's what they've groomed them to be. And I know, Crown, you want Hunter Green up here now. It ain't happening. Hunter Green is still not ready. But I think that might be a good move because if those two are in your starting rotation next year, you're going to have a plethora of starting pitchers. Okay, you still got Tyler Malley. Wade Miley, I think, is on his last year of his contract. So you could have 6 starting pitchers and only 5 spots. Michael Reeder, what's up? You are new to the show and you're watching on Facebook. Do me a favor. If you're new to the show and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sports Strawberry Eyes, I greatly appreciate it. Also, I don't think I've mentioned this yet. We're doing super chats in the channel. So if you guys want to support what I'm doing, you can give me a super chat. Okay. Really don't have to extend Nick C. Just buy out the option. Okay, yeah, true. Exactly. Yes. You're right. You don't have to extend it. You have to buy it. Yeah. Either way, it's going to cost the Reds more money. I'm just saying it's a way to keep him because we already know that Bob Castellini doesn't want to spend any money. And to me, you got Gino and you got Moose. And sorry, Indy's playing so good. Moose is not going to second base next year, no matter what. I mean, you got 2 third basemen. Even if you don't talk about Alejo Lopez, who you can play at third? Moose or Gino. One of them is probably gone, in this offseason. Because Jonathan India is solidified himself as the second baseman. Defensively, offensively, he is the best leadoff hitter we've had. And I don't remember when. Chris Sabo? that he has solidified that leadoff spot. We haven't had a consistent guy at the beginning of our lineup in years. All right, Terry, what's up? All right, I would think Tyler Naquin is a reasonable trade piece. Ooh, yeah, as well. But okay, let me finish reading it. He has nice stats, but if you have to keep 2 of the 3 outfielders, you're keeping the all-stars, and you can give Shogo at bats. That's true. You can do that. Naquin could be a trade piece. I'd hate to do that, but that I don't know why I haven't thought about that one because I keep thinking about trading Shogo. You could trade Naquin. The thing is, you have to trade him to he's not under contract after this year, so he would be a guy that you would trade to a contending team. I can't see a team who's out of it trading for Naquin because they lose him. So you're not going to get, if these teams that are selling, they're going to trade guys away that either they can't sign or don't want to sign, but they want young pieces that they have control over for the next couple of years. So I don't see them trading Naquin. I don't see Naquin being a offensively, yes. And now, like I said, for a team that's in contention, they would be all over it. But the Reds don't want to trade him to a team that's in contention if the Reds have to face him in the playoffs. So I understand what you're saying, but if you really, and I'm just doing a live here on the show talking it out, I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think anybody would trade for him because, like I said, he's done after this year as far as contract go. We have to sign him. Michael, big decisions to be made in the offseason. Yes, exactly. And hopefully they'll make decisions in this offseason. And the thing is, that's what kills me about what they did this past offseason. The Reds have a team that can be good for a while. Especially with Lodolo and Hunter Green coming up. The Reds aren't going anywhere. They're not. They even if you don't pick up the option or buy the option out of Castellanos, you still got some good players. I want to keep him because I think to me, Nick Castellanos is the key to this team. He is the leader of this team. You have to sign him, my opinion. Matt, you said you're back. Welcome back, man. Where you been at? All right, Terry. Cleveland needs a bat, and they have a surplus of pitching in the bullpen. True, but again, if the Reds just look at it, hear me out, Terry. If the Reds make the World Series and Cleveland makes the World Series, you want to give them a piece to beat you? I understand what you're saying, and it could happen. I'm not saying it won't. That's not normally the guys that get traded for pieces that we need. It's normally young guys. But I understand what you're saying. It could happen. I don't know. We will find out, but that's a good option. I like Nyquin. I really do. I would hate to trade him, but you got to trade somebody. And the thing is, honestly, I am to the point where I think the Reds they waited so long. You got Santillan coming up. Michael Lorenzen's coming back. Hoffman's coming back. Hopefully Anton and Sims will be back soon. You get all those. That's 5 guys. You get all 5 of them. That completely changes your bullpen. I mean, that's like trading for guys. You know, you add those guys, it's 5 of them. You add all those to this bullpen, it's a completely different bullpen. So, like I said, I haven't heard anything about when Anton's coming back or Sims is coming back. Hopefully after the All-Star break, but we can get those 2 back along with the 3 that are coming, that already are going to be coming back. I think the Reds are waiting to see if that happens and then make a decision on what they'll do with the trade deadline. All right, Michael, what do you think they'll do with Shogo? Honestly, unless somebody wants to trade for him, nothing. He's going to be a Red because he's still signed, I think, for at least 2 or 3 more years. So I think Shogo is going to be here. And that's the thing, too, is, I mean, he could be our center fielder still. That's what he was supposed to be these last 2 years, but he got injured in spring training, and then Nyquin took off, and he's kind of, lost his spot. He's starting to hit, though. At least David Bell's getting him in there and try to keep his bat up. Ice. When the pitching ninja Anton is coming back. When? I don't know. He said win. I don't know. I hope soon. I am hoping very, very soon. John Hinkle, what's up? You are new. Again, watching on Facebook, do me a favor. If you have not subscribed, please go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice and make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And give me a super chat. All right. Why doesn't Bell move Suarez down the lineup if he has to play him like last? We need to talk up Kyle Farmer. Yep. Kyle Farmer. He's given us solid at-bats and solid fielding and works every pitcher. I agree with you. Farmer has played great. Not great. Played really, really well for the Reds. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know what they'd do at shortstop. I really don't. And that's the one thing I'm kind of curious about. When Moose comes back, if they don't trade for a shortstop, I don't want Gino back at shortstop. I don't. My opinion, if Gino isn't hitting by the time Moose comes back, Gino's sitting. Farmer's starting at shortstop for me. He's made some very, very good plays at shortstop. And the only reason, in my opinion, that he won't be our future shortstop is because of Jose Barto. If that kid can come up here and hit, he's our future shortstop. But yes, Farmer has been a godsend. And that's another thing that me and Lance McAllister were talking about on Friday. There's been so many things for this team that has happened right, that only happens when you have a winning season. Because I don't care what anybody says. When you have a losing season, nothing goes right. Nothing. We've had so many injuries. I mean, Votto's was out for how many games? Votto wasn't hitting for the first 2 months of the season. Gino hasn't hit the whole season, really. I mean, starting maybe hit more. We've had the bullpen has been a disaster. We've lost starting pitchers. We had 2 rookies come up and pitch really good for us to keep us in there. Those are the things that just happen on winning ball clubs, and that's what's happening for the Reds this year. Kyle Farmer playing shortstop. That's why I've said this over and over again on here. When you get a chance to win, you go for it. But I do think the Reds are going to try to wait out as long as they can to get pitching, because they don't want to give the farm away. And we have so many guys that are potentially coming back. All right, Matt, what's up? watching the football soccer is coming home. You mean FC Cincinnati? Is that what you're talking about? All right, Brad M. Get all 5 back, and that's like making a huge trade. Exactly. That's exactly my point. If we can get all 5 of those guys, which I was talking about earlier, like I said, we're getting Lorenzen back. You got Santillan and Hoffman. Those 3 are going to be in the bullpen maybe by the end of this weekend. If not, most likely after the All-Star break. And hopefully very soon after that, you get TJ Anton and Lucas Sims back. You get all 5 of those guys. That's, like you said, that's making a huge, huge trade. And I'm 99% sure that right now the Reds are waiting to see if they can get all 5 of them back and see where they're at. Brad, waiting for the preseason Bengals matchups. Dude, I cannot wait till the Bengals season start. I cannot wait. I mean, dude, we are less than a month away. Into this month, training camp starts. It'll be awesome. All right, Matt, Dick Williams signed Shogo to a 3-year, $21 million overall deal, I believe. So, yeah, so he's got at least one more year then. So, like I said, I don't see Shogo going anywhere. I mean, that's another guy. If you sign Nyquin, I mean, the thing is, we still have Nick Senzel. I mean, you don't forget about him. I mean, the Reds have a plethora of talent. You know, they got talent coming out of their ears, especially as outfielders and third basemen go. You know, we can't find a shortstop to save our life, but we got a ton of outfielders, a ton of third basemen. So they got a lot of talent, and that's where it just drives me nuts. There's so many pieces they could have used in the offseason to make trades and get some better players, but we'll see. All right, Terry, what's up? Shogo is here until next year. $7 million a year sitting on the beach, which is where why Naquin's in Cleveland for pitching makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense for the Reds. It doesn't make sense in my eyes unless you trade him to Cleveland, which I don't know if they will. I don't know if the Reds would trade him to a contending ball club. You'd have to trade him to a contending ball club that has pitching to use him. You know, to use that, because you won't trade him to a team that's out of it. So that's a really hard thing to do, Terry. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it won't happen, and I'm not saying I don't agree with it. It could happen. It's just very unlikely. Those are not the trades that happen for contending ball clubs. You know, they usually don't trade to another team that they could potentially meet in the playoffs, World Series, whatever. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it could happen. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Crown. I forgot about that. Naquin came from Cleveland. So I don't know if they trade for him again because he was always injured for them. So I forgot about that. He was an Indian. So that's another thing. I don't see that trade happening, Terry. I just don't see the Indians trading for a guy that a year ago they didn't resign. They let him go. So yeah, that's a good point there, Crown. I'll give it to you that one. So anyway, tonight's pitching matchup, we got Tyler Mahle, which hopefully he will get some run support. He's 7-3, 3.63 ERA, and I've said this before. And that's another thing. If it wasn't for, and we had so many good things happen for the Reds this year. Where would the Reds be at especially the beginning, first 2 months of the season without Tyler Mahle and Wade Miley? Those two have been awesome, steady. They haven't missed start. Well, Wade Miley did miss a couple starts, but for the most part, they haven't missed that many starts. Mahle hasn't missed a start. You know, he, like I say, 7.3, 3.63 ERA versus Adrian Hauser for the Bruisers. He's 5-5, 3.94 ERA. So it's a pretty good pitching matchup. We'll see what happens tonight. Game time is at 8:10. I got a lot of new people on here. I like this. Greg, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. And again, if you're on Facebook, go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to my show. Greatly appreciate it. It's called Sports with Strawberry Ice. All right. When the team gets healthy, the Reds will DFA Shogo. Then they still owe him the money. I don't see that happening. I mean, if you DFA him, baseball contracts are guaranteed. You'd still have to pay him. So, especially when he's finally starting to hit, I don't see them doing that at all. When did Super Chats become a thing? When did you get a new setup? Super Chats became a thing once I got monetized, and that's just through the YouTube channel. And it's not a new setup. It's just my camera that I usually use, which is over there, decided not to work for the show. It just kept turning off for no reason. So I'm using the camera on my computer. Hopefully tomorrow, my regular camera will work. Is Trevor's Story a possibility? I don't think so because of Kyle Farmer, shortstop is not a huge need. And I think the Rockies are going to want too much for him. And I think the more pressing need for the Reds is bullpen. So thanks to Kyle Farmer, I don't think Trevor Story's going to have unless they just want to give him away. But in my opinion, I'm trying to say your name. I'm not even going to try to say it. Jay. Oh man, never mind. Jay. Here, I'll call you Jay. Jay, I don't see it as possible. I think that's a guy they could have gotten in the offseason. They should have tried to get in the offseason. John, what's up? Do you think Garrett would pitch better if he's mad at the world? Seems as he does better when he looks mad at the Cubs and Cardinals. I don't know, man. He made a statement where he feels like he can't be himself. You know, he doesn't want to hurt people's feelings. He doesn't want to get suspended again. I said this before. You can talk trash. You can fire yourself up. There's been lots of crazy freaking relievers. We had 3 of them in the 90s. You know, we had the Nasty Boys. All 3 of them are crazy. There's other ways to amp yourself up. You don't have to talk at the other team. Talk to your bullpen. Talk to the dugout. Talk to the outfield. Talk to yourself. You know, you don't have to do what he has done. That's got him fined. And to me, he didn't always do that, you know? He pitched before without doing that. So, I don't know. Well, I think that's a crutch for him as to why, in his mind, he's not pitching good. And to me, he needs to get over it. You know? That's what I think. Terry, what's up? Tyler Malley always gets ahead of the batter's 0-2 and ends up in a full count almost religiously. He needs to stop nibbling and stay on his pitch count. Yeah, I agree. He needs to when he gets 0-2, go for it more. But I can't really fault him for the results. I do, and I'm sure he would want to get his pitch count down as well. And I'm sure that DJ has talked to him about it, and they're working on it. But I think that's been a problem with him since he's been up here. You know, that's he like you said, he nibbles too much. He needs to go more for the kill shot. We'll see what happens, but I can't fault him for what he's done. It's worked, but again, to get him to pitch longer into the games, he needs to get guys out with less pitches. Obviously, Crown, you're saying nope, too much money for Trevor Story. Yeah, I think so. So I don't think they're going to. I think pressing need is shortstop. Crip, Ice. Any word on Bengals letting fans come to training camp this year? I haven't heard any official thing on it, but my opinion is they're going to let them. I mean, I mean, everything in Ohio here is open. Excuse me. So I don't see any reason why fans can't be in the stand. I mean, we're going to the baseball games, you know, there's no restrictions there. So, excuse me. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. All right. Juwan. But Juwan. All right. Jaywan. But everybody calls me Juwan. All right. Jaywan, or I'll call you Juwan. All right, Juwan. Sorry, man. Sometimes, dude, me and reading don't get along. All right. And you got the next 7 games are very crucial. Yes. I've said that. I've been saying that all week. We need to win the series against the Royals. Yes, we all can complain, and I've done it, that they should have swept them. They could have swept them. There's no reason they didn't sweep them other than our bullpen stunk. But these next 2 series at the beginning of the All-Star break and coming out of the All-Star break are huge. I mean, the Reds have an opportunity. It's right in front of them by the time they're done with these 2 series with the Boozers to be in first place, and by a couple games, So it is huge. It is absolutely huge series starting here with the Reds. All right, guys, it's 6:21, man. You guys are awesome. I love it when you guys are talking to me. You make it a whole lot easier to do this, and it's fun. I mean, if you guys didn't see the show last Friday, and I know I keep talking about Lance McAllister, but Lance McAllister was one of my favorite guys I've ever had on the show. And he said that I have created a virtual sports bar here. And I feel like that when you guys are blowing the chat up and we're talking, we're having a good time. It's perfect. I love when this happens. It makes this fun. This is why this is fun to do. We just sit here, talk and have fun. And, especially when Jeremy can't be on the show, which hopefully maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But let me get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And I appreciate every single one of those guys. And just to let you guys know, I'm going to end the show with my new intro. So if you guys missed the new intro at the beginning of the show, you can watch it at the end here. But let me get to the Facebook groups here. They are Houday Nation. And if you guys have not joined these groups, I recommend you join these groups. These are all great Facebook groups. Houday Nation, Bengals Nation, Bengals Houday Nation, Cincinnati Bengals The Jungle. Then you have the Cincinnati Reds rounding third, heading for home. Bearcat Country, which Bearcats are going to be good this year, especially in football. Then you got, for all the Ohio State fans, you got Ohio State Bucknuts. And then you have the Ice Bar, which is my actual show page. I always call it a virtual bar. You sit there and belly up to the bar and have more conversations like this when I'm not on the air. And you guys can talk amongst yourselves on the show, on the page. I get it right. And then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trennepohl. That's TRENNEPOHL. And then I'm also on TikTok, which here lately I've been doing a lot of smack talking to the Cardinals, the Tweety Birds and the Boozers. And I'm doing some smack talking about Jackpot Joey Burrow and how him and Uno are going to dominate the AFC North. So if you like smack talk and you want to support me, and you can do Adam or whatever you want, check it out. TikTok, Iceman90. Also, just look up Sports with Strawberry Ice. It'll show up. I'll be pulling off the sound later on tonight and putting it on the podcast. So if you missed any of the show, you can listen to it. You don't want to look at my face this close. You can listen to it. I'm on BeanPod, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you subscribe, download, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Give me a 5-star review. I would greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, my people, the original ones. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys on YouTube, my viewers, people listening to the podcast, I wouldn't be able to do this. So this is awesome. I'd just be talking to myself. But I'm at 1,239 subscribers. One away from 1,240. Hey, I can do math. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice. Let's see here. I get a couple comments on here real quick. You guys left some. Terry, the Tweety Birds and the Scrubs will be playing each other in the meantime while the Reds and Boozers are batting. That's awesome. And you got one more here. Juan, I'll be at the Bengals-Jags game. I went on the link. Oh, you're going to be in Zim's thing. Yeah, that's cool. You're going to be in Zim's section. Zim, Ace, I think Joe Goodberry, the commissioner. They all got their own section or whatever for that game. That'll be awesome. Hey, come check me out. I'll be in section 158, and I'll be tailgating at Bengal Gyms before the Roar tailgate, so you can come and come and check me out and say hi. But I cannot wait for football season. It's going to be fun right now. It's fun. Isn't it fun having a baseball team that is actually in the race? We actually have a chance to talk about a team that's not getting the doors blown off every night, and a team that believes in themselves, believes they can win every single night. We believe they can win every single night. Until we get to the bullpen, then we're like, oh, crap. It's fun. It's fun to win. As Lance McAllister would say, I love winning. And I do. And please, I want the Reds and the Bengals to win a World Series and Super Bowl so I can go and tell my wife, see, my team won something too. 24 years I've been married to that woman. They've won the Super Bowl twice. They've won the Stanley Cup 3 times. They've went to the World Series twice. None of my teams can even win a freaking playoff game. So let's go. Let's get it done this year. And as the great Jeremy D's Nuts Dimebag Dean would say, ready? All together. Remember one thing and one thing only. And that is, you don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati. So act like it. Hooday. Come on, Reds. Big start. Step on the throat tonight. Let's go. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Watch out! Smith tries to win it for the Bearcats. From the Bengals, Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster in